WIFTVPN.
You better be careful, baby, be careful. This is a baby making tone. Better be careful what your radio on. This is a baby making tone. Better be careful what your radio.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the In the Zone podcast. It's your man, B. Foster. Brian Foster's in the building. Pardon our delay. Chris the Critic ran his mouth for another extra 5 minutes. That's my guy, though, so I'm not even mad at him. It's all good. Great topic tonight, Chris. Enjoyed the show. So we're going to dive right into it. Not even going to delay today. First and foremost, let me say, I know everybody's going through a rough time out there. It's crazy in our country. Black and brown people's relationships with law enforcement, we know it's not in a great place. So I'm hoping everybody is taking a minute to do some self-care, getting your mind right. But our thoughts and prayers goes out to all of the families of victims. I hope that Chicago, once this body cam evidence and tape release gets released this week, that we don't have a little bit more of our own civil unrest. Hopefully justice is served. It normally isn't, but I got my fingers crossed that it is. But my thoughts and prayers are everybody that's suffering right now, and I hope that you are taking a minute to take care of yourself. Absolutely. That being said, let's lighten it up. I got three lovely ladies that have joined us. Let me make sure they are unmuted. Oh, shit, what did I just do? I'll have my super producer come in and handle that. But in the meantime, in between time, in the studio, I got my man, my frat, my boy, Brooke Miller. What's happening, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
Man, it's good to see you, man.
Yeah, I know. It's been a minute.
I think I've seen you since my birthday, maybe?
Yeah.
Been a second. Are they unmuted? Okay, cool. Then I got one of the more intelligent young ladies I've ever had on the show. She's been on the blackboard with me. She's been here before. My girl, Carson Charisma. What's happening, lady?
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Carson is a last-minute fill-in. She stepped in graciously. I love her. I know she's going to kill it regardless. That's my girl.
Love you back.
Then I got my girl, Ashley. Ashley. She kicks with me on almost every weekend. She's in Philly doing a thing. Fellas, she's a 6-footer, so if you got some height, you might want to mark this down. What's going on, Ash?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Look, are you sipping?
Of course I'm sipping.
I'm about to say, don't let me down. Don't you disappoint me, girl. And then we got another rookie. This is Brooke's first time, and joining him in the rookie category, getting her in the zone, cherry burst, is my cuzzo from another mizzo. My girl Amber. What's happening, lady?
Hey, Brian, how are you?
I'm good. And Amber's another last second jump in, fill in. Appreciate you, cuz. Oh, you dinner. Don't hold me to that.
Yes, you do.
Don't hold me to that.
Nope. Y'all heard it. 1, 2, 3, 4 other people, whoever else is on here heard that.
Look, we recording this joint too, so I can't even.
Yep. So
I can't even play like I didn't see it. All right, y'all. So this is an interesting episode. We're gonna discuss, is dating dead? Okay? Everybody keeps saying, we don't date like we used to with my parents, and everybody want to Netflix and chill, and nobody want to ask me out on no date, and blah, wah. I got 3 single people of various age ranges. We supposed to have another fella, but he chickened out. He didn't want none of this smoke from the ladies. My man Brooks gonna handle it solo. I ain't even worried about him. That's a man over there. I ain't even worried. So we're gonna start it off. Let me ask this. Brooke, when was the last time you went on a date?
A little bit over a week ago.
A little bit over a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that. That man dating. A solid date. Well,
Yeah.
What did you do? Where did you go?
Had dinner at what's that spot? Beatrix, I think. Right off the river. Had a good dinner. I had a good person I'm dating right now. We had a good time. Had great conversation, good food. You know, it was a little bit different, you know, being in a COVID environment, which I actually prefer. I don't like people all up on me anyway, so it actually, to me, is more comfortable. But we had a really, really nice time.
Look at that. Dinner on the river. That boy's smooth. That's what I'm talking about. During COVID, too. Amber, when's the last time you've been on a date?
February.
February. Not that long ago. What
Yeah.
did you do?
Not that long ago. I was out of town. So, and we just had dinner and then we went to Topgolf.
Dinner and Topgolf. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, were you out of town to
yeah.
see him, or did you meet him out of town, or were you out of town on business and y'all went out? How did it happen?
Yeah. I was out of town to see him.
Oh, so you flew in for some booty. Nice. I like that.
See. Okay. Yeah. Now we're working on 2 dinners now.
I'll tell your out of town booty to get you some dinner. Carson, when's the last time you went on a date?
In March, I
Look at all
similar
y'all
to
dating.
Amber.
I like this. Let's go.
Similar to Amber. Well, the guy that I am seeing currently, he lives across country in LA. And so we went to Miami for a weekend and enjoyed time there. And so various dates, I guess, within one big date. But yeah,
Shoot, that's not even a date. That's a getaway weekend.
it was fun. It was fun.
I like that. I like that. All right, Ashley, don't let me down. Don't tell me 2019 and no crazy shit. When's the last time you went on a date?
I'm about to tell you some crazy shit because listen. It was definitely pre-COVID for sure. I think we just did like dinner and drinks, something casual in the city, but I haven't dated during this COVID time. Philly is already hard as it is, but like this made it even more harder. So yeah.
Okay. R.I.P. to that. But okay, let's keep it moving. All right, so really fast, Ashley, since you just told us that sob story, what was your best date ever? I'm gonna start with you. Even though it's been like 2 years, what was your best date ever?
So I like doing activities on a date. I don't really like to just sit down and have a conversation. So we went ATVing.
So you don't want to talk to his ass, is basically what you're saying.
No, like if my life is like on the go, I want to be doing something exhilarating, something fun. If we're just sitting down and just having a conversation, we can do that at any point in time, right? But like, let's get outside our comfort zone. Let's go do something that's gonna like open up the personality. So we went ATVing. In paintballing. It was like a combo. So I'm also very competitive. So that was like a good, fun little thing we did. And then we got, dinner after. But I think, it was good because you get to see a different side of the person. They're not just like in their shell and they're not trying to be something they're not. Like you get to see the real side of them revealed. But I had a great time. It didn't last long because I lost interest, but the date was fun.
Thanks for the good date. Peace out. Carson, best date you've ever been on?
I would have to say best date that I've ever been on. Probably when a guy took me boxing. I had never been boxing before. And it was our first date. And so obviously, he kind of asked some probing questions prior to like, is this something you'd be open to, whatever. And I was like, yeah, of course. To Ashley's point, I think it's really fun to do something outside of your comfort zone. I had never been boxing before. And it's actually a skill that now, like, I enjoy going boxing here and there. It's for a good workout. And I would have never probably tried it if it wasn't for him. And so it was great, but I also broke a nail. So that kind of sucked because nails are important to me. So I was really upset with that. But overall, it was a really great date. And then, of course, we went to dinner after because you have to feed a bitch. I like to eat. You feel me?
Well, I mean, after you beat a motherfucker ass, he got to pay for that
Right.
dinner, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. All right. I like these. These are some different dates. ATVing and paintballing and boxing. Okay. Amber, what you got? Best date you've ever been on?
So I have two that I'd like to mention, if I may, on different ends of the spectrum.
Okay, fair enough.
It was probably one of the best dates, one of the most memorable dates. It was here in Chicago, and we got divvy bikes, 2 Gatorades, and we rode bikes downtown all the way. We were on the north side, so we rode our bikes downtown. And have you all heard of like Chicago Hinge, the autumnal equinox, when everything lines up and you get really pretty pictures. So we had cameras and we took pictures that day, the sunset, and it was like the best date because it was cheap. And it wasn't on purpose cheap, but it's just something that we just did, and it was amazing. It was like one of the best dates I ever had. I love doing things. I love activity. Like, the other ladies mentioned, I love, movement, and, it was just great. It was a great experience. The other one was a part of kind of like, what Carson mentioned, like going away. And we were in San Diego, or San Diego, like the Anchorman likes to say. Anyway, but no, we were in San Diego. And one of the things that we did, because I had never done it, is we went on a hike on a mountain, a small mountain, but treacherous nonetheless for my Midwestern ass, because I'm used to flat all the time. But it was amazing. He hated it. He hated the act, like he did it because I wanted to do it. So I appreciated that. But it was amazing because, of course, when you get to the top, the view is just perfect and the work is just worth it. So, one was a very, very inexpensive date. It was amazing. The other one was much more expensive, a part of a larger thing. But both, were very memorable and the best dates I've been on that I can remember.
All right, that's what's up. So I know if I ever hook you up with somebody, I'm like, take her to the planetarium because she like sights and shit. And you can skip all that. You can skip all that activity shit. Just take her to the planetarium.
I mean, that would be fun, but
I'm just kidding.
Doing other stuff is fun too.
Yeah, I get you. Let me ask this, ladies. After these best dates ever, did the gentleman get some?
No.
No.
What? Negative. That's cute though.
All right, I'll see you later.
The cheap date, no, but that wasn't. Anyway, the cheap date, no, but that wasn't why. And the more expensive one, oh yeah. I mean, it was part of a thing. So.
I'm glad somebody won in this moment. Like, damn. Brooke, best date you've ever been on.
When you asked, when I saw this question, I had to think about it. And being honest with you, I could not put my hand on one date, that I've had that I'm like, this is the best date ever. But because I've done a lot of stuff. Boat rides, dinners on top of buildings, and, been golfing, done some activities. I couldn't really say that this date was better than that person, because more importantly, I think that what's important is when you put the time in to find out what a person likes and what they, enjoy doing, or something they never done before. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be fucking pinching pennies. If you find out what somebody likes doing, you're creating the best date for them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say, oh, this one was better than. I can't rank it, because my job as a guy is to make sure that that person is having a good time and I'm having a good time. So,
what are your social media handles so your DMs can get lit up right now?
He literally just said he's seeing someone, Brian.
Oh, I missed that part. Did you say that?
No, I didn't say. I said what I said.
Carson, I think you heard something I didn't hear. I'm just
maybe I'm listening too hard. I don't know.
I thought I heard it too.
Yeah. Well, I think they gave it from a woman's perspective. I'm giving it from a man's perspective.
No doubt.
That's what it is. That's all it is.
Interesting how those perspectives were different. So let's get into that. Let's define a date or dating. What does that even entail? Is it so? Let's just be Let's be very specific about a date. Not that you're dating someone, but a date, a night out on the town, or a day out on the town, or whatever the case may be. Is it an amount of money spent? Is it the amount of time spent? Is it the amount of creativity, as Brooke said, that you put into it? Does a date differ depending on if you're 20 or if you're 40? Like, does your definition change the older you are, the younger you are? I'm curious because I think dating or being on a date or being taken on a date differs depending on who you're talking to. So I'm curious to see what you all think. Carson, kick it off. What exactly is a date?
Well, I would say that a date is, you're asked out by a gentleman and you guys go somewhere, do something, and spend some quality time together. I don't necessarily think that it is dependent on the amount of money spent. Obviously, you would like some type of creativity there, of course, versus just like one of the things that I hate for a first date is going to the movies. I think that's trash,
whack.
Right? That's trash.
Whack.
Yeah, super whack, right? And so to answer your question about age variance, right? When I was, 17 and my dad just started allowing me to date and go on car dates with guys, that was like, hey, let's go to the movies. And that was a date. Now that I'm 10 years older, right? If a gentleman came to me and said, hey, you want to go to the movies for our first date? Like, that's trash, bro. Figure something else out, because I'm not doing that. So I think it depends on if you're looking at just the definition, two people going out, enjoying each other's company. That could be a picnic, that could be a bike ride, it could be paintball, it could be boxing, golf, no matter what it is, but just something where two people can get together, enjoy each other's company, and get to know each other and have a good time.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, I just want to make sure everybody was clear on what was said right there. You said when you were 17 and your dad started letting you go on car dates, you said, and 10 years later, meaning 10 years later today.
Yes.
All right, I'm just making sure you all are catching what just went down there. Ashley, what's a date?
Very similar to what Carson said. I think it entails like the person being thoughtful and not just throwing something out and say, hey, let's go grab a bite to eat. I'm like, okay, well, where do you want to go? Like, there are a million places to go to eat, but like, are you paying attention to what kind of food I like, the kind of ambiance? There's different factors that play into that. And then it's also like, I don't know. I'm not comfortable with a guy coming to pick me up because like, if you got to do a real quick like dip out, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go and I'll see you later. Like, I've done that before, but but you can offer, but I'll say, I'll just meet you there. But it's just like the steps in the process that get there. And it's all about, are you really trying to get to know me on this date? Are you asking questions? Are we having a conversation? Or is it just me talking at you? Like, I hate if we're on a date and you pick up your phone, I am immediately like turned off. I'm like, okay, well, you're not for me. Like, that means you're just not interested at all. Bottom line.
Couple of points of clarity here. I enjoy that you said when a person asks another person out. Carson specifically said when a man asks a woman out. Why can't it be the reverse? Why can't a woman ask the man out? And is that not? I mean,
it can. I just, I think I personally, I don't do too much of shooting my shots. I don't. I mean, not that I wouldn't. I just guess I haven't. So I don't know.
I would, but I haven't.
I have shot it.
You have shot it, Ashley.
I have shot it. I mean, I'm like, listen, it was back then, like, we're in a new day and age. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to wait for them to make the first move. Let me just do it. Because they're going to drag you. I'm sorry, fellas, you drag your feet sometimes. And the ladies are like, come on, like, I'm trying to lead you to the water, but you're not quite getting the hint. So I'm like, all right, well, let's figure out a day to hang out. Let's, plan an activity or do something. But if I'm
I'm sorry, I'm just, so question for you, Ashley, like, also, do you think, and you as well, Amber, do you not think that kind of by nature, and obviously everybody, men are on the line here. So by nature, men are hunters, right? So it's like, if you want to ask me out and if you want to date me, then you're going to ask me. Like, men drag their feet when they're unsure. If you're sure about me and you're sure you want to get to know me and you're sure you want to take me out, even if it's one time, to say, hey, I want to get to know her. And then if you decide you don't like me after, cool. But you're going to ask me if you want to.
Carson, I would say that's true in general. But
okay.
I don't want it to be misunderstood that just because a man didn't ask you out or didn't ask you for your number, that he wasn't interested. He might have just been a little intimidated or a little shook or a little unsure that you were interested. And even though men are hunters, men are also human and have emotions, and some of us aren't as resilient when we get rejected. So it makes, it makes us a little hesitant to step up to the plate the next time. So what I always tell ladies is you might not have to make the initial, like, let me get your number, or Ashley said, like, let me take, we should hang out. But if you make it like more than obvious that you're into it or whatever, or even like Ashley, even if you say, hey, we should hang out sometimes, and then I get the number, I make the plan, I pay for the date. I don't really think that's like not letting us be the hunters. It's just letting us know that I am for sure interested, and you don't have to lose sleep worrying about it.
Makes sense.
If that makes sense.
If a woman asks you out on a date, should she be the one to pay for it?
Ooh.
Good
Brooke?
question.
Brooke, what do you think?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it really depends on how she asked you. For me, I don't mind. I pay all the time. I don't care. Yeah, I don't. That doesn't necessarily have to happen that way. It has, but no, it doesn't mean that whoever says, "Would you like to go out?" is automatically assumed. Guys, we automatically assume we're paying because that's what we do. But no, to answer your question, no, it doesn't mean that.
I think it depends on the stage of the relationship.
Yeah.
So if it's the beginning, and you hit me up and you're like, hey, what you doing tonight? You want to hang out? And it's like our third or fourth time hanging out, then I'm assuming I'm paying for that. But if here's what's also infrequently done, and I don't know if the ladies get this sometimes. If you even make the attempt to pay, I appreciate that. I'm probably not going to let you do it.
No. Yeah.
But the reach, just the reach, just give me a little retch. Give me a little retch across the table.
You
and that,
would if you could.
You would if I let you, but I'm not going to let you. But just the fact that I even appreciate that you understand this is our fourth, fifth time out. And you're saying, you know what? You don't have to foot the bill every time we go out. I'm as into you as you're into me, and here's my contribution, quote unquote, financially to our hanging out.
Especially in times when it's like, it can be a concert or something. They can just do it, just to do it. Pay for ask you, do you like this artist? Do you like this event? Do you like this exhibit? And you be like, yeah, it's cool. And then all of a sudden she's bought the tickets, right? You know what I'm saying? So, it can happen in different ways. It really depends on, like you say, the nature of the relationship, how long it's been going on, and how it's all set up.
So let's circle back to this, Brooke. What is a date in your definition?
I agree with all what the ladies said as far as, taking the time to spend time. I think time, when you say what's the more important, the money, the time, and it was the third thing I skipped my mind, but
creativity.
Creativity. I think the time is the most thing. I mean, because we're all busy. Everyone has jobs. Some people may have kids, and to take that time out to spend some time with someone is you want to make it worth it. But I think also when you're on a date, there should be some type of goal that you reach. I mean, when you do activities are great, but did you get to know that person, right? Do you know more about that person than you did before the date started? So I think that you should have, as a guy, we should have some type of goal on what exactly are we, what do I want to know about this person in this date? Because the date is it's just the event, right? But what is my goal? What am I trying to learn about them?
So you're saying a date is just the setup to the getting to know you better,
exactly?
And it's doing that in unique ways.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me ask Amber. Now that you've joined us, back. Define a date in your mind. What exactly is a date? What's the qualification?
So from what I recall, what was discussed before I left, and appreciate your grace and letting me dip off.
Go do what you gotta do, girl. That might have been out of town or ringing the doorbell. You better make sure he ain't quiet and surprised.
If that was the case, then that screen would be black.
We say we'd never come back. I never come back.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with what everyone pretty much has said as far as, it's an opportunity to get to know the person, whether it's, an activity, as far as who asks who out, I typically, I don't date a ton, right? And, but I mean, I typically am asked out, but I have asked people out. A person out, I think. So, I mean, I don't do that. I mean, I'm just saying.
Wait. It went from I asked people out. Well, one person, I think.
Yeah, well, because I can't recall if I've ever really, you know what I mean? I mean, it's just not a regular thing for me. So if I'm being transparent, I think I've only like really just done it like with one person and asked them out. And it was, and it was cool. It was great. But yeah, it's just an opportunity for, you all to get to know each other, whether it's, it depends on what level you are in the relationship, because if you all have been out several times, the Netflix and chill thing, I don't know if I know we're supposed to get into that, but I don't know if we want to right now.
We get into it now. Let's get into it.
I've been perfectly happy, and maybe this is a sign of my age because I am I'm older, but and proud of it. But I'm cool with curling up on the couch and taking a little nappy nap. I'm fine with that, depending on where I am in the relationship. Is that a date? That's but I'm just saying, I'm cool with that. Maybe we've had a long day. That could be a part of the date.
No, Amber, let me ask that though. Let me jump in right there. I'm glad you broached this because I was thinking about this. And again, I think this depends on the stage of the relationship, right? But let's say it's early. Let's say it's second, third time you're gonna talk about hanging out. And he says, let's not just say it's, hey, let's just pick some random movie on Netflix, because right now we're in a different age of streaming where there are movie events that come out, right? So let's say it's Coming to America. It's coming out. And he invites you to, I'm cook dinner, and then we can watch Coming to America the night it comes out, but we just going to do it at my crib instead of the movies, which is a little different than asking you to the movies, which you said is whack, Carson, right? This is a little different because
that's whack.
Yeah, that's whack. So that's whack? That's not a good date?
No. The going to the movies is whack. So right. my response into what you're saying, people are crazy. Okay. So I am not going to anyone's house too soon. I no one is coming to my house too soon. I'm a firm believer in energies. You might be carrying something on your back that I don't want in my house. You feel me? And so call that the Southern Baptist in me. I'm not, we're not doing that. So it's going to take me a second to allow myself to come into your space, and you enter into mine, because my home is sacred, right? So I don't know if I do that the second or third date. Don't get me wrong, I have done that before, but we've progressed on a little bit further in the relationship by then. And I think it's super dope for a guy to say, hey, I'm going to cook for you, sit down, relax. Here's a glass of wine. Let's cut the show on and let's watch that. Right. That's cool. How early I'm willing to do that, I think it depends on vibes, energies, how I'm feeling. Because again, people are crazy. And then again, how I met this person. To Ashley's point earlier, you're not picking me up. I'll meet you. I'll meet you. And I'm also going to drop this location to 10 of my friends and my mama. Wow, you know what I'm saying? So, because people are crazy, and I hate that those are the precautions you have to take nowadays. But it's simply for safety for me. I think so is the most part. But overall, I do think that is a good, fun date and a good way to sit down and really get to know the inner workings of someone's mind. However, that doesn't need to transpire all the time. If we can do that, here and there. But if your ass get to the point where that's all you want to do, you got to go.
What if I want you to come over and watch me play Mortal Kombat? Is that a...
Boy, get out of here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Amber. Netflix and chill. Is that a date?
I agree. It depends on, because most of the people that I've dated are people that I've known. I'm a very slow dater. Even though I've had some recent dates, I'm a very slow dater, and it's not multitudes at all. So it's somebody that I've known for a long time. So I completely agree, because I have been on those dates where I've kind of just met someone and I don't know them. I remember one guy wanted to come over after the first date we had coffee or tea. And then the second date he wanted to come over, and he wanted to come over at like 9:00. And I said, no. And it's a different thing for me because I'm a single mom. And I think it takes a different slant, and I get kind of weird about my son. Like, I don't talk, I talk about him, right? I don't hide it, but I don't talk too much, because like you said, people are weird. Like that's something that, if it's somebody that I don't know, or if it's somebody that I don't know through someone else, like if it's someone that someone that I've met through someone else that I know, or or somebody I've known from my past, that I know very solidly, I'll get really strange about my son like I'll talk about him, but I don't give too many, like where he goes to school and all that. Right. I'll give general information. I'm proud of him. That's my baby. That's all you need to know right now, sir. But yeah, you absolutely you have to be careful. So Netflix and chill can be a date, but I just think it's levels to it. Depends on where you are with the person and who they are.
Fair. Ash, I feel like Netflix and chill ain't gonna do it for you if you ain't like if you ain't getting breaking a sweat on your date. It just don't seem like it's making it for you.
I mean, Netflix and chill, it's cool, but to me, that is like, that's not a date. That is, like the lady said, that's a level like where we are very comfortable, where I'm letting into my space. And that's going to take some time for you to let this person and say, okay, like, I think you're cool. I think the vibe is great. I feel like I can trust you, right? But you're entering a whole other threshold at that point. And like Amber said, if somebody asks me, I'm going to come over around 9:00, boy, that is not a respectful hour. Like, I know.
Not at all.
Like, come on, let's be real.
What if I work the 2 to 9 shift? What you want out of me?
Don't care. Don't care. Holler at me during business hours, baby.
No, that's not happening.
That's another thing. Like, my generation, I feel like Netflix and chill is not Netflix and chill. They're like, Netflix and chill is like we're I don't know if I can say that here, but we're gonna be doing.
We're gonna be fucking.
We're gonna be fucking, right?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. Ain't no rules. Ain't no rules on my podcast.
niggas really think that Netflix and chill. Like, hey, come over and watch me. Even if I was to invite him over to watch me, hey, come watch. Oh, I'm finna get some ass. No, nigga. Like, I really wanted to watch the movie. It's like a show. Like, damn.
And that's where, like, they, like, as soon as you open that door, they're like, oh, I'm in. Like, this is it. Like,
right.
No, like, that's not what we're doing. Like, if I'm inviting you over, I'm inviting you over to actually, like, still, we're keeping it PG, right? And you'll know when it's time. Let's just say that. So, I mean, Netflix and chill is not happening, and you got to get further down the line for me.
Right.
So, Brooke, I'm gonna come to you in a second, but I gotta
circle back.
I gotta circle back to how will he know, Ashley? Details?
She gonna put that ass on him.
It's a vibe. It will be like in sync. It's gonna be there.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you ride on that one.
Yeah.
Brooke.
Yes.
From a male's perspective.
Yep.
Netflix and chill. A date?
Yep. It's a date. It's a date because that's if someone lets you come over their house, they got to be extremely comfortable with you. Like they were just saying.
And this goes both ways. I want to make sure that's understood.
Yeah, whether you coming over mine, I don't trust you no more than you trust me.
Exactly.
So, if I'm allowing somebody to come over my house, it's definitely a date because I gotta trust you. That means we've had great conversation. Things is going on the up and up. Whether it's date 3 or date 9, it doesn't matter. If you coming over my house, and I have a son too, so he lives with me. Same situation. That young lady, I forgot her name, but that Amber was talking about. Yeah. So if I let you come over my house, yeah, it's a date. It's the same. You don't have to put as much time into it like we was talking about before, but same things is going to get accomplished. Maybe sex, but but the same thing's going to be accomplished. Will be accomplished. I mean, you'll be getting to know that person, watching a movie, drinking wine, hanging out, and then depending on where you live, I mean, that could be a date in itself. I mean, you may have a lounge in your building, a pool to go to. There's ways to create a nice date, even though they're coming to your house.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So at what point, and this is for everyone, just because Brooks, I believe your name is, mentioned sex.
No S.
So
just Brooke.
Yeah, just Brooke.
Just Brooke. Excuse me, Brooke.
He looks like Brooks Brothers, but it's just Brooke.
So my question is, at what point in the dating phase are you willing to have sex? Is that based on a vibe? Is that like, hey, Netflix and chill? Or especially as a man, like, at what point do you feel like, okay, damn, I shouldn't have got them draws by now, right? Like, is that a thing, or is it just kind of you go with the vibe?
It's not a thing. It's totally a vibe. It's not a time frame. It's not a time frame at all. It's a like, when someone, for guys, we look at signs. We look at, are they touching you? Are you having close connected conversations? But if I'm talking to you and you sitting on one couch, I'm sitting on the other couch, and then I come sit on your couch, and then you just happen to get up and go get you something to drink, and then sit on the opposite end of the other couch, then I know that's not the time. It ain't happening today, right? But it really depends on the vibe that you're having with that person. It's all the small things that's going on. So, and it doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but you're probably closer than you think.
Carson, that's a great question, and I think this is.
It is a good question.
I think this is somewhat age dependent, and I hate to say that, but I think this is true. I think when you're a little bit younger, you're a little bit thirstier, and you more counting the damn. This is the 5th date. No, I ain't even it yet. This is some bullshit.
This is true.
My friends told me.
Right, yeah. My friends told me my boy. No, I'm just kidding. But I done spent this money and I done this and I done that. I think as you get older and mature and actual connections mean more to you than physical connections. These things are farther down the road of concern than you want. And to be honest, the older you get and the more you understand, this is going to sound crazy, but I swear to God, it's a thing. When you make these physical connections with ladies, particularly the older you are, the closer they get quicker. This might be true when you're in your teenage years, and this gets more true when you're in your later years. Not that I'm fucking 80 years old, but you have to be careful about giving out that good dick, because y'all go crazy.
Oh my God. Do you know, it's funny. It's literally funny. I have friends, like guy friends, who be like, yeah, man, like I had to give her like grade B, grade C, C+. And I'm like, wait, what?
That is a thing.
And he's like, yeah, no, I didn't give her grade A dick. And I was like, nigga, wait, you know what grade you give yourself? Like, you know how to, like, what?
You cannot get everybody your best effort unless you want to
be around.
You want them to be around forever. You might want to scale back.
Niggas, boy, I tell you.
You give them enough for a repeat performance, and then you figure out what you want to do after that.
Yeah. 2 thumbs up.
We are a different breed. Don't get it twisted. All right, hold on. Downshifting. Before we get too far, let me ask this question. Speed round. Brooke.
Yeah.
Are you honest when you're dating multiple people at the same time?
Yep.
Done. Amber, are you honest when you're dating multiple people at the same time?
Yeah, but it doesn't really happen. But yes.
It doesn't really happen. I'm really a serial dater. I'm a monogamous dater. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I am. Excuse me.
But that doesn't mean you have to have sex with it.
Right, no, you're just going out on multiple dates with multiple people.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely, I'm just saying, just the way that things have worked out in my dating experience, it just doesn't, anyway, I'm a lame, okay? Let's just get that out there. I just don't date a ton.
Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Ashley, are you honest when you're dating multiple people?
They never ask, but I will be honest.
So no.
So no.
I'm not gonna tell.
They never asked. I mean,
I'm gonna be like, oh, well, I'm dating this guy and this guy, and they.
So you're dishonest by omission, is what you're saying.
If you don't ask me, I'm not going to tell you. Like.
Wow.
That's fair.
Now, hold on. If I was to say that, if a man was to say that, like, well, she never asked, I believe this response would be different.
Unless you tell me we are in an exclusive relationship, then I'm not going to jump down your throat about it. That's my opinion.
So you're going to assume he's dating other people?
Hell yeah! Like if you're good looking, you're definitely dating somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
What if he ugly as fuck?
then we dare sure ain't dating if you ugly.
She said, "I'm definitely dating."
Yeah,
somebody
I agree
else.
with that. I always, if I'm not exclusive with somebody, I do assume that they're dating other people, whether I do or not. I mean, I just really don't.
Okay. All right. Carson?
Yes, I'm always dating other people, multiple people. I think that is what dating is. I think I personally will not put all my eggs in one basket until there's a conversation about exclusivity. To Brooke's point,
you are Brooks for the rest of our lives, by the way. Just so you know. As long as I know you. Cool. To the day we die, you are Brooks.
I got it.
Right. And so to his point, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm physically intimate with every person that I'm dating. However, I will let it be known because I don't want you to assume. Please don't assume, because it makes an ass out of you and me, that I am strictly dating you and only you. I think if anything, it's fair to assume that I'm dating until you have a conversation with me about exclusivity.
And when you know, it kind of makes you step your game up too. You know, if you know I mean, because this is, we all playing for keeps at the end of the day. So whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl, when you know that you're not the only person that's getting that valuable time, you should appreciate the time you get, and you should make the best of it, because you may not get another one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You may not want another one, but
No.
But I will say this, and we're humans, and it's interesting how we're built. If I know you're dating other people, it changes my perspective on our relationship, and I don't mean in a bad way. I mean in am I comfortable? I won't say it changes. It will define how I feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm cool with you dating other people and dating me, that's the place we're probably going to stay in. If I'm not cool with that,
Tighten it up.
I'm gonna tighten my shit up and make sure that I'm
makes you
taking you out the game.
That's right. It makes you make that choice.
Okay, so are you gonna?
I think that's. Go ahead, Ashley.
Are you gonna say that to her? And like, if she says I'm dating other people, are you gonna say, well, I'm not comfortable with this? And then if her response, but like, how you're gonna take her response? Like, she says, well, I'm gonna keep dating until you tell me we're exclusive, or
well, no, I don't want to assume that because now I'm ready to be exclusive that you are. You might not be at that point yet. What I'm saying is it makes me, now I'm like, oh shit, you dating other people too. I mean, if it's our first date, then I'm not tripping. But if it's kind of down the road and I am feeling you and you say that, then I'm like, oh, well, now I've got a decision to make. Am I cool with us being at this level, or do I want to step my game up and make this an exclusive thing? And so I'm not going to say, well, because you told me that you would date other people, and I want to. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, the fella that I mentioned earlier in LA, right? When we first started dating, again, same thing. Hey, I'm dating other people. This is the situation. Bottom line, right? And he chose the route of like, okay, well, I'm going to step up my game. And there was a conversation later on that was had that was like, listen, I'm to the point now where I really don't want you seeing other people. Like, what's going on? Like, let me know what's up. And it was one of those things where I'm the type of person. It takes me a second to be like, okay, I'm going to be fully committed to this relationship. But once I am, I'm all in. And so it was a conversation that was had. And he expressed how he felt. I expressed what I needed in order to be exclusive. And that was done. And that was the end of that. So.
And that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm not saying I'm dropping the gauntlet and here's an ultimatum. I'm just saying, all right, here, I feel a certain way. And if I know you at all, I know what it takes for you to want some exclusivity from me. And I'm going to do what I got. If I'm there, I'm going to do what I got to do to get you there. I think that's kind of all right. Cool. So let's circle to the actual question at hand. We've had some good conversation here, but now I'm curious, and I think I get a feel for where everybody's gonna go with this, but I'm still curious. Is dating dead? And if you think it is, and I'm not saying completely dead where it doesn't happen at all, but nowhere near the level where it was in the golden years of lore, whatever that may be. Do you think it's dead based on the list of qualifications we've already stated above? And if you do, what do you think killed it? Is it dating apps? Is it social media? Is it Netflix and chill? Like what stuck a dagger in the heart of dating as we used to know? Brooke, since you're in here, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay, cool. I don't think dating is dead at all. I think it's, when I go out, I see a ton of people out. You know what I'm saying? So the quick answer is no. I don't think it's dead. I think it's definitely changed. I do think that social media apps and everything it makes people way more marketable, right? Like back in the day, we used to be able to, we only knew the people that we were around, the people that we went, whether you went to work, went to the grocery store, that's all.
In our proximity.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now we're in a time where you can meet someone from anywhere. I think dating apps helped men and women that are shy, not really, can't really talk to people, when they first meet them. They're very nervous or they may like somebody. It gives them time to get comfortable with that small conversation. And then if they feel that things are getting better, they can progress to the phone calls and the dating and all that stuff. So I think it's better than ever. I think that.
Better than ever?
I think it's better than ever. I do. I really do. Because where else can you meet someone, whether they're in your city or outside of your city, or whether you You never had that opportunity before.
Let me ask you this, Brooke. Interesting.
I disagree.
See, Carson, give me 2 seconds. And I think I'm almost, maybe we're on the same page here.
Gotcha.
Interesting you said that, because I would argue that certain people would say it's worse than ever because of this plethora of choices. Now folks can't focus on what's in front of them because they got all this peripheral things happening.
Name another market that's bad when you have choices. When you buy a car, you like to have choices.
Well, it's
Right.
bad. It's bad for Honda because you can buy a Mercedes.
Well, be the Mercedes. I mean, my thing is, it's bad for those that don't get dated anymore. It's bad for those that are complacent. It's bad for those that are lazy. It's bad for those that don't choose to work out and make themselves marketable to whoever that approaches them. Yeah, it's probably bad for you. But for a person that is about, going out and getting what they want in life, it's better than ever if you have.
Ooh, your DMs just dried the fuck up. Carson, what you got?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Brian, in the sense that wouldn't say it's better than ever. I think social media and technology hinder us in a sense. Men don't know how to necessarily approach women. Women don't know how to approach men. And I'm speaking for my generation, especially because, shooting your shot in my generation is sending hard eyes or a double tap instead of opening your mouth and saying, hi, I like you. I am interested in you. I would like to take you out, and doing so in an appropriate manner. I think, you see women that you follow on social media on your everyday, but then they also see these Instagram quote unquote models with the big butts and the little waist and the
I'm
big
glad you said
boobs,
quote
and
unquote. Thank you so much.
Right. Understanding that not everyone looks like that. Not everyone is meant to look like that. And they don't even look like that. Right. And so you're bypassing really great women because they aren't a size 2, or their measurements aren't, 34, 24, 42, right? Whatever the measurement is, that it's attractive, whatever, right? Like whatever that looks like, I just think that it has made it difficult because people don't know how to have face-to-face interactions. And I'm speaking again more so for my generation and things that I've experienced. So the person that I'm dating now is, in a sense, is a unicorn, right? Some of the guys that my friends are dating are unicorns in that sense, to come up with a date that is creative, to do something outside of the movies or Netflix and chill, to actually put in effort to getting to know you, because nowadays it's as easy as a double tap and a like or hard eyes, and then a couple days later we fucking. You feel me? And so for women who have a certain stature about them, who have a certain caliber of woman, who expect for you to put creativity into the date, we expect for you to, call and say, walk upstairs to open the door, or open the door of the car door, whatever it may be, right? We have these certain expectations. It's like, whoa, like, wait, she want me to do all that? To your point earlier, Brian, it's the 5th date and I ain't got no ass. I'm gonna stop fucking with her, right? So I think age, it depends on age as well. Let's be clear, nothing against my fellas here, but women do mature faster. And so when you're talking about men who are 28, so when you're talking about men who are 27, 28, 29 years old, that are in this range of where I currently am in life, I'm also then that means I'm talking about I'm 28, 29, but I'm also talking about a man who's 26, but he's really 28, 29, but he's 26, 25. You feel me? So that's where I'm coming from, the perspective I'm coming from. And so I don't know if it's necessarily better than ever. I do know it's given us access, and it's nice to have choices, but choices, just because the choices are there, doesn't mean they're always good.
Yeah. All right. Amber, jump in here.
Yeah, I mean, I think dating is hard. And the reason why I date the way I do, at least I guess what you call the monogamous date, is because I'm just, like I said, I'm kind of a slow dater. I've only been on one app. I hated it. I got 2 dates out of it. One, I believe he probably was married. The other wanted me to move in yesterday. And it was just, and those were 2 dates that I went off of that app on, and then that was it. And that was years ago. Yeah, it was extremes.
Wow.
So I don't think it's dead. I just think it's hard, and it depends on your perspective, because with the apps, I do understand that there are some that are better for certain people, you know, like what is it? I forgot, what is it? Is one that's better for people that want to be married. And then there's another one that's better for people that just want to hook up. So you have to have that knowledge. I think that having your options open and keeping them open, that's a good thing. But having that access to keep those options open. I just like, but from my experience, it just, you know, like the whole social media hookups and all that, I'm more of an organic girl. I'm, you know, I like the organically grown connection. And so I think that I agree that limits me in a way. So I don't think that it's dead, but it definitely is hard, especially depending on what you're looking for.
It's interesting. Dating is hard. Okay, Ash, what do you think?
I mean, I'm in the same wheelhouse as Carson. We're in that same age range, and I think the biggest culprit is the maturity factor with the men. And it's like, we talk about you're dating multiple people, but it's also, they're not even trying to get to know you because they know they got the next girl on, you know, speed dial, or I'm sliding into her DMs tomorrow, so I ain't really got to worry about you. So it's like, why am I going to waste my time in going out with you and trying to get to know you when you're already on to the next person? Like, even if I am showing interest, you're really not here to begin with. So it makes it very difficult for us to even like want to dip your toe in the pond to begin with. But you want to, but it's like, to what extent do you want to give yourself up and say, okay, let me actually try and get to know this person. Let me let them into my space. And it just seems like the social media piece has played a huge role into like, where did the old school, let me ask you out, like, let me pick up the phone and call you, right? Now it's just, let me text you, right? And I hate texting. I'm like, pick up your phone. We got FaceTime. Let's talk on FaceTime. Like, let's do that instead. But it's just,
actually, it's WYD all the time.
That's shocking.
Okay. That's the other point. Let's have a real conversation. We're not going to talk in slang, the HQs or the WIDs or the what up. I'm like,
hey, big head. Hey, big head.
Wait, when you say what are you doing every single day? I'm doing the same thing every day. I'm working. I'm you know, it's like,
how was your
start a
day?
new conversation. What? That is, Carson, that's my biggest pet peeve when it comes to
mine too.
Man. Like, number one.
Wait, what's the biggest pet peeve? What you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Like, I'm at work. Like,
Nigga, you asked me what I was doing 10 minutes ago. Damn.
I'm like, is there anything else to talk about today?
Like, get off my line if you ain't got shit to say.
I'm sorry, y'all got that.
Yeah,
Dang, I ain't know that. But you know, we never hear this from the guys.
well, here's the thing.
That's
I swear it's birds of a feather. I firmly believe this. Even the cats I know that, you know, that are single, like, Brooke, you know, doing your thing or whatever. It's my boys are just more creative than this. I don't
deal with that. Like I said, I'm older, so I don't, well, maybe I'll just ignore it. Cause I mean, I'm sometimes I'm like, okay, whatever. And you know, I just won't respond, but I don't get that. And maybe just because I just don't pay attention to it at all. And it's, again, a generational age thing as well. Because if somebody's asking me, what are you doing 20 million times, and Brian knows me, I'm gonna start talking about you and I'm gonna clown you. And even if we're gonna be friends after that.
Facts.
Or you just gonna get mad at me and not want to talk to me anyway. So, you know, yeah, that's where I stand on it, because I have not really had to deal with that.
What's hilarious? Well, I'm gonna tell you why. What's hilarious about that is, so one of my guests, two of my guests actually dropped out on me today. So I was hitting folks up. I was like, you know, can you step in and have this conversation with me? So I hit Amber and I'm like, hey, cuz. She's like, what's up, cuz? I was like, I need a favor. She's like, I should have known. And then a little frowny face, like, I'm like, damn. What? So if she's shooting at me and we like damn near family, I can only imagine what she's doing to dudes. Yeah. It's like trying to get at her.
Jerk.
Yo, what am I doing? Not thinking about your black ass. That's what I'm doing.
I'm not, but it just it will come out. I mean, it depends. I'll be nice, but if you keep it up, there's a limit.
What's funny about that is, and I think this is partially generational, is that these cats are probably sending that text to 15 people, right? Like, what you doing?
Right.
What you doing? What you doing? And they're trying to gauge what the responses are going to be based on who says what, and that's the conversation that continues or doesn't continue. It's just sad.
Well, and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, because there's women who are okay with this. Like,
entertain it, yeah.
Right. They're entertaining. Like, I literally have had like random guys DM me and say, I want you, but WON''T, I want you. Like, what? Like, do I even look like the type of female who would like talk to you?
Nice.
You don't even like, are you kidding me? I'm like, are you joking, right?
Grammar, it's a wrap for me. No.
It's insane. It's insane. Like, or like, I mean, the craziest like sexual innuendos, like the craziest stuff, but they're doing it because there are women who are like giggling and like sending emojis back to this shit. And you're like,
it's worked for them.
No.
Yeah, you don't keep doing the same shit unless it's worked for somebody.
Somebody allowed it. Yeah. But I do agree with the ladies when they're talking about the ages of the guys they're talking about, because in my profession, I deal with a lot of younger generation, and I think some of these gentlemen are really immature as fuck. Like, seriously. I tell them that all the time. I tell them straight up, I'm like, you ain't gonna get too many women in your life with the way you're acting, man.
What you're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, you may get them, but you ain't gonna get the ones that you want.
Right, not the
You're
quality
ones that
ones.
want
That's
you.
right. That's right.
Because it's everybody's a gamer. I don't understand that shit. I played games when I was back in, but I don't understand, and no disrespect to any gamers out there, but I just don't understand you being a 30-year-old playing video games. Don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to.
I say I want to.
Yeah, no,
but I don't get it.
Cats play. A certain generation grew up on games, and you're a gamer, and you want to come home and play a game. I'm fine with that. That's cool, as long as it's not like the crux of your life, right? You're like,
Right.
I can't wait. I'm in this black males group, Facebook group, and black fathers, as a matter of fact. And this one cat was like, "Yeah, my girl said I could bring my Xbox to the delivery room." While she in labor. I'm like, why would you?
That's what I'm saying.
Why would that even be a consideration? I don't understand what you're doing. So anyway, that's a whole.
I think it's extremes. The extremes.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah. All right, so you all don't think it's dead. Do you think it's on life support? Do you think it's Brooke said it's doing better than ever?
Well, and I'm
for my generation.
It
It is definitely on life support, and it's only going to get worse.
Agreed.
It's only going to get worse. I mean, look, I gave you the examples, right? Like, guys are just simply, women are going for whatever. There's no type of discernment with the men that they choose, dating potential and not for who the man is. So it's not just the fellas, but then you have fellas who, again, to your point earlier, it worked on one girl, so they're going to try it on another and another, and until one bites, and they have no idea of for me, my personal opinion of what really makes a man in a type of relationship. You want me to be submissive, but you're giving me nothing to follow. You're not a leader. I'm not going to be submissive to a man who is not a leader. And so I have no problem being submissive. There's negative. There's a negative connotation associated with it, but it's not a negative thing. It's not. And it's okay to be submissive only to a man who knows how to lead. And the young men in my generation fail to do that. Like, they fail to show that they are leaders. If you can't take care of your own situation, how the fuck you gonna take care of me and some kids? And I'm supposed to trust you with that, right? They don't want to pay for dates. They don't want to be creative. They don't want to, if it's not Netflix and chill and what are you doing every 5 minutes, then it's like, literally, you have found a unicorn in my generation.
Well, I'm glad you have found your unicorn.
I mean, he's cool or whatever, but I want to speak too soon because I could punch him in the face one day, so you never know.
I'm glad. This is why I fuck with Carson.
So this
is why I fuck with Carson. She's like, he cool today.
Like, and now it makes sense like why women date older, because like you just don't have time for the bullshit. You're fed up. I'm like, why am I going to keep wasting my time on somebody my age when I can just go up, like 5 years and they already got together. They know, like, they have a path. But it's just like in my life, like, I want somebody to take charge. Like, I am the alpha at work every day. So I want to come home and have somebody like, listen, babe, we gonna do this. It's like, let me have that space. But if I gotta baby you and, like I said earlier, lead you to the water, I'm not for it. Like I just don't want parts of that.
Ashley, you're my twin flame. I literally say that all the time. Like,
you all might want to exchange information. Y'all might want to change information.
Female in every sense. I don't want to have to be that when I come home too. Like, I want to have somebody I can be submissive to, but y'all niggas don't know how to lead.
Exactly. Like, get it together.
I mean, let's not front. I mean, yes, I think that there is a certain level of maturity that, you know, that does help things along, but let's not act like the older men don't be on some nonsense.
Oh, no, they do too.
It's just a different. It's just a different level. No, don't even. Because
look at me.
Who?
Because I mean, it's a different
That's
thing.
the most guilty one word ever.
And who?
Who broke?
So I mean, it's not all peaches and cream. You know what I mean? It's still a level of tolerance. They still have a pool. Some think, you know, oh, because I have a pool and I'm educated and I'm all this and all that, you know, she's supposed to be submissive and you take what you get. I've seen that. I don't tolerate it. I don't deal with it. But my point is that just because he's older, definitely doesn't mean, you know, it takes time. And sometimes, you know, that younger man that is kind of on that ambition upward trajectory and somebody that you can work with and get along with and enjoy, you know, just make sure you just kind of keep that in mind, because you know,
I think you said it on the upward trajectory. Like if you're very complacent with what you're doing, like I don't want to be complacent in life. Like I want to level up with my partner. I don't want to just sit here and be like, all right, we just existing at this point. Like what's the point of us being together? Like, what's our purpose together?
Hold on. First of all, let me say
question.
Hold on, Carson, real fast. I want to respond to somebody in the chat. Kimberly Morris, you relax. All right, all this they preaching. They preaching. Relax, Kimberly. They are preaching though. Go ahead, Carson.
That's funny. Go, Kimberly. So my question is, like, if I know a lot of us said we'll date, you know, multiple people, or we'll be dating multiple people, whether we express that or say that to the person or not. Do you think you can move forward with somebody if you're dating multiple people? Like, should your focus be on one person? That's always a question that I've had in my head. And I've been asked that before when I say, oh yeah, I'll date multiple people, but they say, okay, well, how are you really putting all your energy into getting to know one person and moving forward with them if marriage or a long time partnership is the end goal if you're dating multiple people? So I was interested to get you all's perspective on that.
Who are you asking that? The ladies or the gentlemen?
Everybody. So whoever wants to pick that
ladies first.
In my experience, I mean, I personally feel like I got married. I'm divorced now. But I got married and I was 25 when I got married. And I feel like I stopped dating a little bit too soon, but it was, I'm a very commitment minded person. So it was a part of what I really wanted to do. And it was the absolute wrong person for me to be with. And I feel as though I kind of cut off potential, right, to be with this one person because they seemed to be, and they were, but it just was the wrong person for me because they seemed to be commitment minded, just like me. I mean, of course, I have other standards, but that was a big thing, you know, for me back then, especially for us to be so young. Mm-hmm. You know, so it is tough. And like I said, I consider myself, again, a slow dater, right? And you know, I do kind of classify myself as someone that kind of, you know, I've had to work through not always putting my eggs in one basket because it has come back to bite. It definitely has come back to bite me. But you also have to understand, if you are in a healthy relationship with someone that you feel like you can move forward with and grow with, you might want to make sure you pay attention to that person. You know, if you're dating multiple people, right, and there's someone who fits certain things, you might want to pay a little bit more attention to that person and see where it goes. Doesn't necessarily mean you got to drop everybody, depending on what you want to do. But I do think that it's important to, you know who you are, know what you want, and understand that whoever you do get with, you want to, whenever, you want to be able to enjoy being with someone. At the end of the day, everybody wants, you want to be with someone you enjoy being with and who's going to care about you. And, but yeah, so it's this is one of those things.
No, agreed. And I'll say this to that question. How do you know what you want if you've never sampled other things, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm a big proponent of everybody date as many people, and date, again, does not preclude sex. Date as many people as you can so you know what you like. You don't know what you like unless you've dated a gang of folks, and then you say, I know I don't like this, but I know I like, he had this that I liked, or she had this that I liked, and he had this quality, and you try to find these things you liked in this one person. And no one person is ever going to be perfect or this amalgamation of everything you want, but you can't know that unless you've had experiences with other folks. So I'm a proponent of everybody dating as many people as you can until you know what you want, and then then you can date more with a purpose. But until you've really compiled that thing in your head, that list, do your thing, enjoy yourself, kick it.
Because you don't necessarily want to be with one person and get married or whatever, wonder what if. I mean, I don't know. And it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And people are just miserable. And then, it just gets into this whole thing. So I agree with Brian. Date as many people as you can and want until you can decide not to.
Date. Now, there is no slut shaming on this show. And by sluts, I mean men or women. If you want to do your thing sexually, I condone that as well. Because how do you know what you like in the bedroom? Unless you've had some experiences in the bedroom. Yep.
No, I condone that as well. My only ask for people is that you're safe. You're safe and you're very 100%. Transparent.
That's all. Yep.
100%. If that's what you want to do, then by all means, it ain't mine. It ain't gonna make me do nothing. So do what you want to do. And what they say, well, who you fuck won't make me come. What you eat won't make me shit. Do you? However, I always encourage people to be safe. That is the biggest thing. Be safe and be transparent, because it's no longer, oh, well, I might be pregnant. Like, you're dealing with people's lives here at that point. So you need to be safe. Agreed.
I will disagree with this though, Carson. Who I fuck might make you come, because they might teach me some shit that make you.
Oh, you never.
Okay. So I'm just putting that out there. All right, y'all. We got 4 minutes left before WeCo Wednesdays. My man is in the studio. He ready to get his shit cracking. My frat, WeCo Wednesdays. If you all think this conversation is even halfway kind of rowdy, you haven't seen anything. So I'm gonna send this around the room real quick. Everybody gets a minute. I'm gonna start with Ashley. Ashley, if there's one thing about dating, and I mean it's like going on dates, that you would like the brothers to know, school them real fast.
Just put time and thoughtfulness into the process and truly get to know who that person is before you just make up your mind if you're going to stay or you're going to dip. Like it's all about, actually getting to know who they are, what their qualities are, what their values are, what are they bringing to the table.
Okay. I like that. Ashley? Sorry, Carson?
Sorry, guys. My dog is drinking water, so I don't know if you can hear him.
No, we can hear you. Go ahead.
But
get that water, doggy. Don't you be dehydrated, doggy.
He's over here drinking water. So yeah, same thing that Ashley said, really. Put in the thought, put in the effort. I think it's important to really take the time to get to know this woman that you are dating. And I think it's important too to kind of set expectations. You're not going to necessarily know that on the first date, but if you're going to continue to date someone, I think it's important to set expectations with people. So I'm not big. I can't. You're my twin flame, but I can't agree with the don't ask, don't tell. I'm all about transparency. So I do think that it's important to be transparent because the earlier you have those conversations, the less hurt that you potentially can cause, right? You're thinking you're just dating her, she's dating multiple people, vice versa, and now somebody feels hurt. You just lay it out on the table, especially if you're dating and you've been dating a few times, then going out on a few dates, then I think that's for the best. But yeah, just put in the thought, put in the effort, be creative. Understand you're not gonna get ass all the time. Some bitches out here might give you ass on the first date, but not every female is like that. And so don't necessarily expect it. And just do what you can to be a gentleman. And you'll know, to Ashley's point, when we're ready to throw that ass back. Okay, so don't press the issue.
Well said.
Well said. I like that. Shit.
All right.
Ashley, this is why you got motherfuckers in your bushes, by the way, because you ain't being completely honest with them.
Whatever. Listen.
Amber, what you got? What do you want? What do you want the fellas to know about dating that they need to know?
You know what? I would say be interesting, be fun, shoot your shot respectfully. And I mean, and respectfully, and actually shoot your shot, because one thing that I am very tired of is hearing, 5 years ago, oh man, I liked you. I really, and he might, married with 5 kids now. He a million, I mean, I'm just making it up. And I'm just saying, like, I get really tired of hearing that. Like, I really liked you and I would have asked you out, but I thought, no, you didn't ask. You didn't ask me anything. So I get real. That's just try it. Ladies will be nice. I mean, as long as it's respectful and as long as you're not, doing too much. But, be fun, approach respectfully, simply, and keep it simple too. And be interesting,
Oh, well,
enjoy
shit.
it.
You can't.
I need to take my own advice.
You can't make a motherfucker be interested.
I'm just saying, like Carson was saying, like, just movies, dinner and a movie, that's fine. I mean,
I got you.
Just doing the same thing over and over and over, like maybe a museum, maybe a walk. I don't know, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't, that's what I'm saying. Like the creativity part, and it can be pretty easy. It's not that hard. Like I said,
women will tell you what they want without saying it.
Agreed.
If they pay attention.
So, it could be simple. It could be a simple thing.
Ears open, fellas. Ears open. Brooke, what do look? I'm tired of this shit. Brooke, what do the ladies need to know that they don't know about dating?
I'm so glad you asked. It's pretty simple. Three things: stay feminine, beautiful, and intelligent. Right? Them the first 3 things. Right? Feminine, be a lady. Far too many times, women talk to guys like they're guys, or like how me and you talk to each other. Be feminine. Obviously, intellect is a big thing. You got to be able to carry.
Wait, hold on. No, because Amber like shit. I got to be better about that.
That's what we want. We want a nice lady on our arms. We don't want another guy. If you feel you're alpha, what is it called? Alpha female.
An alpha female.
If you feel you're alpha female, keep it to yourself. All right, because here's the thing. It's nothing wrong with it, but in a relationship, there's a masculine guy, and there's masculinity and there's femininity, right? Okay, cool. If you're stating that you're an alpha male, you're bringing some masculine energy. Guys don't want that. Who's gonna be the female? The guy? No. You're gonna end up dating beta males, and you're gonna be having problems. You're gonna be like, I don't like this guy because of X, Y, and Z. So you can be that person. Nothing wrong with that, but keep that part with you and your friends, and let guys be guys, let them be men. So that's that. And then lastly, I would say to know what you like. Date yourself. Go out and do stuff. Find out the things that you like. If you can't enjoy your own company, don't think that we're going to enjoy your company. So a lot of times women are scared to go places. And I know the fear thing, like not
safety concern.
A safety concern. I got that, but know some things that you like to do, because at the end of the day, us guys, we're out here shooting shots, and we're hoping that you like the things that we're putting up. But if you complain about them, or if we're doing things that you don't like, we're probably doing things based off the energy we're getting from you. So, just help us out. Know what you like. That's all I got.
There it is. Ladies, let me tell you some shits real quick. I got like 1 minute, and then I gotta go. No, really, ladies, a couple of things. When you're dating, be honest. If you're dating multiple cats, let us know that. Let us know that so that we can act accordingly. You'd be surprised. I just like people to be transparent and to be honest about what's happening so I can move accordingly. 2, you can be a part of the dating process. And by this, I mean, you don't have to wait on every dude to holler at you. I'm not saying you got to ask the dude on a date, but there's nothing wrong with being in a space once COVID allows us to be in a space. Even virtually, though. There's virtual situations. Nice shirt. Where'd you get that from? Those are some dope shoes. Initiate the conversation. And if you start the conversation, if he's interested, well, let me rephrase this. If he's interested in a man, he will pick it up and carry it to where it needs to be.
That's right.
But there's nothing wrong with you breaking the ice or starting the conversation. Take your dating life in your hands. Don't think, well, I looked at him 3 times and he didn't holler at me, so he must not have wanted me. And maybe he didn't notice. Maybe you was looking at him and the TV was right behind you. He thought you behind him. He thought you was looking at the TV. You don't know what
we manifesting, Brian. We manifesting.
Yeah, you manifest. All right, get your vision board ready if you want to. So we don't know that shit. So I'm just saying, broach the conversation starter and let us pick it up from there. And if you don't pick it up from there, then fuck it. But just because you started the conversation don't make you a hoe. That being said, and when you're dating, don't be afraid to A, plan a date yourself, or B, occasionally pick up a check. Now, if I take you to a concert and you buy me a glass of, you go and get the glass of wines and you get me a glass of wine.
Score.
I don't want you to buy me that. Fuck, them niggas are full of shit. They full of shit and they want to control you and beat your ass later in the relationship. Don't do that shit. Buy me a glass. You get a glass of wine, buy me a glass of wine. I appreciate the effort. And that's all we're saying. And I said this earlier. If we out and you reach for the check, the reach is all I really want. I will probably stop you from doing it and will not be offended that you wanted to financially put your part in on the date. That's all I'm saying. No fear, no scariness. Let us know what you want. And then, I mean, goddamn, by the 5th date, give me some of that booty. So anyway, hey, listen, this is our show. End of the night. Love y'all. Great conversation. Appreciate each and every one of you all that joined in. Carson, Ashley, Amber, Brooke, thank you for coming on this. This is a good time. Coming up next, my frat, like I said, Weeko Wednesdays. Y'all ain't heard nothing. If you thought this was raunchy, this is bullshit. Next week, same time, 7 o'clock, In the Zone podcast. We'll see you right here. Love y'all. Peace.